All right. Hello and welcome
Welcome.
to Paperweight Degrees Podcast, where two recent college graduates are slowly coming to the realization that college is a complete waste of time and our degrees are about as useless or as useful as a paperweight.
Yeah,
I
they
am your
both were.
co-host, Coulter, joined here with Tyler
Hello. Hello.
for week 3 of the podcast.
Week 3.
We are
We
we
made
are
it.
getting off to a solid start.
We made it. We did it.
We made it.
How does it feel?
To be famous?
Yeah.
Um, it's a big life change.
I don't know if you saw, but we have 5 subscribers on YouTube now. We're
Holy
getting
fuck.
pretty close. Yeah. We're talking about what guests we might have on. Maybe Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, that makes sense
Elon
actually
Musk might
because
want to come on. I don't know.
yeah,
He might agree with us that degrees might not be as useful as you'd think. I don't know.
we should hit up TMZ.
Yeah. It'd be nice. That'd be
All
pretty
right,
sweet.
so um, let's jump into one of our topics. Do you want to start with the UFC event that happened this
Yeah.
week?
Yes. 249. The
UFC
stacked card.
249,
Stacked card.
first major sporting event since the Rona
The Rona.
has hit planet Earth. Um, I've watched highlights of main fight and then I saw some of the shorter fights. But you saw everything,
Yeah,
right?
I saw all of the main card.
There
And
was
some of the
there was
prelims.
two co-main events, right?
Yes. Yeah, and they
Okay, but
were
everyone was looking
fucking awesome.
for
No, the co-main event was really good too.
yeah.
Um,
Well, everyone was looking for Ferguson and Gaethje, right?
to which one? Yeah,
Ferguson and Gaethje
Gaethje.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
okay. Let's not start at the main event. Let's start at I did watch the prelims. Let me refresh my memory. I have it up on stream here. I was really excited for Anthony Pettis versus Cowboy. Really excited because
Donald, yeah.
Anthony Pettis is one of my favorite fighters. He's just so entertaining to watch, and that was a really good fight.
Was he the favorite?
Yeah, Anthony Pettis was the favorite,
Okay, yeah.
and he spoiler alerts, by the way. I don't know if you haven't figured that out by now, but we're gonna totally spoil 249. So if you are planning on watching the VOD or something, just stop right here.
Or just skip through this part.
Yeah, that's one of the prelims that I enjoyed. The other ones were okay, but yeah, that one was pretty nice.
What that was it a quick one?
No, it went the full. It was decision, all 3
Oh,
rounds.
nice.
Yeah, that was a good one. Anthony Pettis, like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters. I love it. I love it.
What weight class? This is welterweight.
Yeah, welterweight. Yeah.
What weight class is McGregor in? Because he just fought Donald, right? Did they go up?
I think it's a good question. I don't know because he's fought in 2 different.
I think McGregor's 155.
Yeah.
And welterweight is. Oh.
Is welterweight 145? I'm not sure. McGregor goes up and down, so I don't know.
I think it's once.
I think maybe he did fight in welterweight in the last fight. I'm not sure though.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless. So that was a good fight. I enjoyed that one.
But let's talk about Ferguson.
Well, hold on. Let's work our way there. I have the event up on. Do you want me to send it to you?
Oh no, I can just see it on stream. It's fine.
Yeah. Greg Hardy and DeCastro. That was a pretty good fight. That was decision. I didn't think it was gonna go to decision. They were fucking dropping trains on each other, but
the heavyweights.
Yeah. Heavyweight fights for me are either really fun to watch because they're just dropping bombs on each other, or they just are gassed.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like 2 fat fucks in the ring, and they just watch each other in the eyes for 5 minutes straight for 3 rounds.
Yeah. Greg Hardy is pretty nice. I've never seen him fight before, but he used to be a football player, I think. So that's pretty cool. His cardio was really good. I felt like. But DeCastro, I mean, it was a really good fight. It was pretty close, I feel like. And the featherweight, Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Kattar. That was a really good one too. That was pretty close. In fact, I think Stevens, for me, at least the way I was looking at it, was coming out on top, and then Calvin Kattar got a KO in round 2.
Oh shit!
And that was
With
really fun to watch. That whole fight was crazy. Featherweights are just nuts because the cardio is insane, so they're just
they're so fast. Yeah,
100% all the time.
crazy.
Yeah. So that one was really. I really thought that Jeremy Stevens was going to win that one because he seemed like he was kind of dominating for the first round and even into the second, and then Calvin Kattar just knocked his ass out. It's pretty
Was it
crazy.
just like a lucky hook or a head kick or something?
It was a really good combo. It wasn't just
Oh.
one shot. It was a combo, if I remember it right.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also a pretty good one. This whole card was really good. Francis Ngannou versus Rosenstruck.
Now, see, I did see this one because, well, you know, it's really short.
Yeah, it was a 20-second KO, which is insane.
Yeah.
Rosenstruck challenged Ngannou because he wants to get that title fight. And Ngannou is just such. It's so funny watching him in the post interview because he's just so. He just seems like very calm. You know, I don't know if you watched the interview afterwards, but he was just totally nice about it. It was really kind of funny to watch because when he knocked him out, I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah, that was
Rosenstruck was on the ground for like a minute or two, just looked like he didn't even know where he was.
Just
He
dazed,
got knocked out. Yeah.
He didn't even know. Yeah. Wow.
And Cejudo versus Cruz, that was also a very good fight. It said this was a controversial one. I don't know if you saw the highlight on this one.
No, I didn't. Is there a highlight to see?
Maybe we can't show it on stream though.
Oh.
But the KO was controversial. I think it shouldn't have been called, but Cejudo basically knocked Dominic Cruz down and was kind of wailing on him, and the ref stopped it. But it looked like Dominic Cruz was still fine because he was in the process of standing up when he called it. So Cruz was really pissed off.
Oh,
It could have been either way because it looked kind of brutal. And at first I was like, yeah, that was a good stop. But then I watched the replay and Dominic Cruz was totally standing up when he called it. So that was kind of not fair.
He didn't, like, his eyes didn't roll back, or
right.
He didn't,
like,
bounce
no,
his
he
head.
he was literally standing up.
Yeah.
So it was controversial. It was an okay stoppage. I do think that it wasn't the best call, but it was tough, I think. So it wasn't awful. Because it took me seeing the replay to realize he was standing up because he was getting fucked on pretty hard. But I mean, Cejudo's a beast, and I think there's talks of him retiring now. He said something along the lines of he wants to retire with like a crazy win streak because nobody ever does. Everyone says they want to go out when they're on top, but they never do. And so he's thinking about stopping. I'm not sure how old he is.
Oh.
And Dominic Cruz, he's been around for a while. He's an older guy, I think, but he's a really good fighter. That was a really good fight. But Cejudo is just nuts, man.
Yeah, I'm watching sort of like the end of the fight. So he got him with a good, looks like a knee, and that knocked him back. And then he just like ground and pound him until.
But just wait till the end, because you'll see that Dominic Cruz was standing up. I mean, you can't.
He's not like.
If he's standing up, you can't really say he's getting fucked on that. But he kind of was. I don't know, man. That was a tough call.
Is he defending himself? I mean,
kinda. It looked like he wasn't, but then when you see him stand up, that's when you say, "Oh, he was fine." But before he stood up, I would have called it too.
Damn.
I'm also not a UFC expert. I just enjoy watching. So.
Right. Yeah.
Any hardcore UFC fans are probably don't like us anymore. And the Gaethje, I always feel like I'm not pronouncing that right. Gaethje.
Just wing it.
Gaethje.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ferguson Gaethje, that was a really good fight too.
This one,
Ferguson is the fucking Hulk, dude.
Dude, I was like scared at how immortal he looked. Like
Yeah,
he
well,
just
he's
wouldn't
notorious for that.
fucking
But
stop.
usually the
Yeah,
other guy looks just as bad, if not
just as
worse.
bad.
But
Yeah,
this time, I mean, yeah, it was just funny watching Gacy though, because it looked like he would land a really good punch like he did all game, and then he would just look like, "What the fuck, dude? Why are
yeah,
you not
like,
going down?"
yeah.
I mean, there were several times in that fight where even the announcers were saying, if that was anyone else, that was a knockout, and that happened like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Ferguson
it
is
was
just
insane.
out of his mind, and he
It
didn't
was
even get. I mean, it was a stoppage though,
Yeah,
wasn't
but
it?
he
It
wasn't
was,
like
yeah,
unconscious or anything. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, he was still there,
he
but
was trucking
after
on.
at the last 10 seconds or so, you could see him kind of shake his head, almost like it, mentally he was just there, but physically his
Yeah.
body was like, dude, fuck off, you know?
So he's like, you need to stop before you get brain damage.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it
I
take a
do
lot.
feel bad for Ferguson though, because he prepped so long for Khabib, and
He
also
did,
to
yeah,
be fair,
that's the
Gaethje
thing.
took the fight late too, very late. So both of them kind of had the same disadvantage, but Ferguson prepared for Khabib, which is a lot of wrestling.
For like years. Yeah, like it's
I mean, he prepped for wrestling, and Gaethje is
yeah.
he's a striker. I mean, that whole
Yeah, the
fight
whole
was striking almost.
yeah.
So I mean, Gaethje definitely deserved the win. They were both at a disadvantage. I don't think that that's the only reason Ferguson lost or anything. It was a great fight, both good
Yeah.
fighters. But I still would like to see Ferguson versus Khabib. However, I still think Ferguson loses to Khabib pretty easily.
So what's next for them? Gaethje fights
I'm pretty
Khabib?
sure this fight determined who fought Khabib next.
Yeah. I mean it kinda has to.
Yeah, unless UFC sells out and tries to make him fight McGregor or something stupid, dude. I would lose
Oh
my
god.
mind. Everyone, any McGregor, hardcore McGregor fans are gonna hate me too, but he doesn't deserve a big fight like this right now. He doesn't. He beat Cowboy.
Yeah, but anyway, I could be Cowboy.
Yeah, I mean Cowboy's a great fighter and all that, but you can't. No, you need to work your way back up, man.
Yeah. You can work
Especially
up
on
the ranks.
Twitter, dude. People on Twitter, my God, they all are saying, "Okay, McGregor next, McGregor next." No, bitch, no,
No,
no.
stop it.
And there's not going to be a Khabib McGregor yet. Khabib McGregor 2 yet. There's no
Dude,
need for
no.
that. He got
No. Khabib's
demolished.
out of his league.
He beat Cowboy. He doesn't deserve a title fight now.
Yeah, yeah, relax. Jeez.
So, yeah. What was your favorite fight?
Ferguson,
Yeah.
definitely. It was just slugfest and
Yeah.
it was crazy.
I'd say that. I don't know, man. I think all the top 3 fights, the main event, co-main event, and
And the
Ngannou and
heavyweight guys,
Rozenstruik.
yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, even Calvin Kattar and Jeremy Stevens was insane. But I
Yeah,
don't
man,
know.
it was great. I'm just happy that we're actually getting fights now. Like sports are coming back. It's super great.
Yeah. I mean, I love watching me some UFC, so that's fun to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was UFC. I guess
Well,
if
since
I had
we're
to pick a favorite that wasn't one of the main or the co-main, I'd probably pick Ngannou and Rozenstruik.
did they get was there like a no, they got performance of the night, Francis did and Ngannou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he got.
well.
I mean, that was nuts, dude.
Yeah, I mean he just trucked him in like 20 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say though, for the long other than main and co-main, Jeremy Stevens and Calvin Kattar was pretty fucking good. That was a good
Yep.
fight. All right,
Um
that's
since
UFC.
we're on the topic of fighting, have you seen Mike Tyson recently?
No.
So there is this like recent surge of old retired boxers coming back, putting the gloves back on, and training again. And Mike Tyson is one of them. And so he has this video on Instagram. I sent the link to you. You can pull it up if you want. But it's a video of him hitting pads.
Mhm.
And keep in mind he's like 50 something. God, how old is Mike Tyson now? Let's see.
He's
He's
old, man.
53. So Mike Tyson's 53 and he's training on the pads again. I haven't seen him spar or anything,
Oh, it's
but
very loud.
yes, it's extremely loud. So
Give me
careful.
a sec to turn this down. Yeah, because I probably just blew the eardrums off of some poor soul.
Okay, let's watch this first and then talk about it.
You're back? What do you mean you're fucking back? You're not back. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way,
You don't think?
man.
I mean, I don't know, man. He's throwing punches like a 20-year-old.
Listen, he's a
Like
fucking
like,
hard ass, but there's no way he steps in the ring again competitively.
you don't think so?
No, don't think so.
Why?
He's too old, man. I'm not doubting his skill. I mean, he is fucking amazing. But there's no way he steps in the ring again, man. I don't buy it. He has so much other stuff going for him right now.
I don't know if his ego gets high enough, man. I think it could totally happen.
Isn't he the one that has that massive pot resort or whatever it is?
I mean, I think he has like a marijuana business. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has like I think he has like a resort or something where it's basically like a weed resort or something. Yeah.
A weed resort.
Yeah, it's like you go there like a resort, but instead of drinks and stuff, it's just pot.
That's there's
something ranch?
Tyson Ranch. Tyson Ranch.
Yeah.
It's just him smoking weed.
Yeah.
Join the list products. That's fucking sick. Is it like an actual ranch?
I thought that it was, but maybe I just said that and it's not, but I feel like it is.
Where to buy? Doesn't look like there's a location. Well, let me see. Oh no, there's.
Yeah, there's locations.
Oh, they sell at different locations.
Okay, I guess they don't
California
have
and Vegas.
an actual. I could have sworn I saw that somewhere, but I guess not. Maybe he was. I think it was when he was on Joe Rogan's show, and maybe he was talking about wanting to do something like that.
Oh, maybe.
But I don't think he actually has done that apparently. So.
Regardless,
Tyson's still
fighting,
a fucking beast, though. Just throwing it out there.
I really hope he gets back into it and gives us a fight.
Yeah, I mean,
I
totally watch it. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
What if he like starts getting on some like testosterone? What if he starts doing some drugs?
I don't know, man. He's still old. Still old.
I don't. Yeah, but there's just too much like unknown. Like I don't know who he's fighting, if he's gonna fight, who he's fighting, what the rules are gonna be. There's just too much. But from what this video shows, dude, he's still throwing bombs.
Yeah.
Like a fucking 20-year-old. It's frightening.
Yeah, anyways. I mean he's still a fucking hard ass, but I don't think he gets in the ring again competitively. There's no way.
We'll see.
I think in fighting there's an age limit. I mean, you'll just fuck yourself if you go in the ring after so many years.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not one of the greatest. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to do it. He's got so much other stuff. He's got Tyson Ranch, man. He's got his own pod. Doesn't he have a podcast too?
Probably.
Like Baked with Tyson or something like that. It's got to be something like that. I think I know he has hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Yeah. He's had Eminem on. He doesn't need to get back in the ring. He's fine.
He doesn't need this. He doesn't need more brain damage.
Yeah, he doesn't need that. And he knows it. There's no way if he steps back in the ring, I'll fucking bite my own foot, but there's no way.
Well, I'm rooting for him. Go Tyson. I'm on your side, but
listen,
we'll
I'd love to see it, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. So if it does, I mean, great.
Yeah.
But
we'll place bets when it happens.
Can you imagine the guy fighting him? How terrified you'd be.
Well, if
you win, okay, you beat an old man. If you lose, you lost to an old man. There's no winning.
Well, what if the guy he's fighting is also like 50?
Well, then Tyson's gonna win.
You think so?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. If
What
he
about like Tyson on roids versus like a 25-year-old?
Yeah, I'm not even that into. I wouldn't even know any popular current boxers right now.
Yeah. All right. What
Oh,
about
what was
this?
the last
There's
boxing fight? The last one was really good. What was his name?
the what?
Did you watch the last boxing match? The last big boxing match? What was the? I don't remember what the name of the guy is. Did you watch it?
Don't remember. No.
Oh, well, it was pretty good. Anyways,
All right. Yeah. um. Let's move on to this uh, article I found. If you're cool with it, moving on.
yeah.
Okay. So apparently Bezos has been trending on Twitter recently. There was a Daily Star article, or well, this is a reference to Daily Star, but um, apparently a company or research firm named Comparison did a tiny bit of research and predicted that Jeff Bezos will be the first person to ever hit $1 trillion of like a valuation for a person. And people on Twitter have been losing their fucking mind because there's always a subset of people that hate rich people. And so, but I looked into how they figured out like when he's gonna hit $1 trillion. So they're predicting that he's gonna hit $1 trillion sometime around it was like 2026. Oh yes, 2026. Um, which is a long ways away. But the way they figured this out is they literally just took the last 5 years worth of data from Amazon, um,
Yeah, I
calculated the
just want
average
to point
yearly.
out Amazon has reported 75.5 billion in revenue in the first quarter of 2020.
Yeah.
That is insane. What are you doing with $75.5 billion? That's at least half of
um,
my tuition.
sitting at least, yeah.
At least half.
But so they calculated average yearly percentage growth of Amazon over the last 5 years. So they took last 5 years data, found the average yearly percentage growth, and then applied that to future years. Turns out, he owns like 10% or 11% of Amazon, and so when Amazon hits $10 trillion, Bezos will be worth about 1 trillion.
That's
Um,
madness.
which is like so like I don't know, that's kind of a shitty way to project when Amazon's gonna hit trillion because it's not the most accurate. It's probably gonna be a few years off. But regardless, it's
I
gonna
think it'll
happen
happen though,
eventually.
yeah.
It like as long as Bezos doesn't die or the federal government doesn't like break up Amazon,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen eventually.
What does that say for 60 years out from now? That's
Um,
madness.
it means that some lawmakers are gonna have to start writing some actual laws. That's what it means. If one person has $1 trillion,
I
can we just
Where
think
would
about
you
that for a
even
second?
start with $1 trillion? Where what would you, Coulter, if I handed you $1 trillion check, you have it. You do whatever you want. What's the first thing you do with it?
I would buy a fucking country.
Country?
Yeah, why not?
Why
I
would you
can
want to do
easily
that?
buy. I could
Why
easily
not an
buy.
island or something? You don't want to get attacked. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but an
Where are you
island
buying a
doesn't make more
country at?
money. Like, I mean, if you're in the business of making more money, you got to buy a country,
More
right?
money than $1
GDP.
trillion? At what point do you say, okay, I think the next 100 generations of my entire bloodline are going to be just fine. But what if I could double it? So
Right?
what?
Like, at what point does it stop?
I don't know, man. That's wild to me. For B, I would pay off tuition, buy a house, buy a
What would you do
Tesla,
with the rest
and
of
I
half
would
of it?
still have. I don't even
A
understand.
million dollars left.
I don't even know what I would do. I have no clue what I would do with that. Honestly, no clue.
I mean, you,
No idea.
you, I mean, you have to turn to philanthropy at that point, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Also, why the fuck is he working every day?
Right?
He doesn't have. He doesn't have to.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I guess I can understand that. Like
How much do
if
you
you're
think
just
his
not doing
assistant
everything.
makes?
What?
How much do you think his assistant makes? Imagine you're as assistant. Let's say you're making really good money as an assistant. You're making $60 an hour as just a phone receptionist for Bezos.
Like his
And
personal
you see this
assistant? Like
article
I'm
that
going to
comes
get his
out.
coffee?
Yeah. Yep. Just that's all you do. You pass phone calls to him and you go get coffee and donuts for Bezos. And then
How much is that
you
person
go on
making?
you go online and you see this article pop up about Bezos is going to be the first trillionaire. And you're like, why the fuck am I getting $60 an hour right now when he makes $60 every half a second?
Dude, it's not even $60. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 20.
That was generous. No, I don't know. We need to
Well,
get
there might be like
Bezos'
a personal
assistant on here.
connection there, so you might like give him a bonus, him
Yeah.
or her.
Even that
But
though, I mean, you see this, he's a trillionaire. Oh yeah, I got a
well, yeah,
five
going to
dollar
be.
raise, guys. How
Going to Vegas.
How pissed are you?
No, I'm pretty pissed. But I would if I was Bezos, I would be paying a pretty penny for that assistant because they handle my food. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true.
Like if Saudi Arabia gets a hold of my assistant through email and says, "Hey, there's more in it for you if you slip some of this powder into his morning omelet." Yeah,
Morning omelet. Yeah,
if they guarantee me citizenship and the riches of a prince, yeah, it might be there.
I suppose.
So I guess they had to be paid a pretty amount. And why the fuck not, right? Like he's got more money than he knows what to do with. Why not make someone happy?
Do you think Bezos is actively targeted? Do you think he just is in constant talks with the FBI or the CIA or something? Do you think? I feel like he's got to have a lot of problems like that.
Like I bet his like phone gets like attempted to get hacked all the time.
How many different phones do you think? He probably gets a new phone every week. New number,
Okay, I
new
don't know about
phone.
that one. No, I bet he just has like a team of people that watch over him.
He probably has a
His
security
stuff's
team
probably it's
just for
probably
him.
encrypted. Yeah.
What do you think his daily routine's like? If you're Jeff Bezos, you're making $1 trillion in the next 6 years. You're gonna be a trillionaire. You
Wake
wake
up.
up in the morning. What are you
The
doing?
first thing I do, shave my head,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
get it
If you're
polished,
Bezos,
get some turtle
polish
wax on
every
that
day.
shit.
Yeah,
Huh?
turtle wax.
Yeah, bright enough to bear in the fucking
You think
sun.
he's super bougie and he eats caviar every morning? What if he doesn't?
He,
What if he just grills up some
like
eggs, has
like
some milk?
spam.
Yeah, spam and eggs. Man,
He might. I
I
don't
wanna be
know.
a fly on the wall. Just follow him around for a day and just see what he does.
Just to see what he does. Yeah.
He's probably traveling around a lot though. That's what I would think.
You think?
He probably has so many conference calls and meetings. And how many Zoom meetings do you think he has?
No, he has people to do that for him.
No, he's got to sit in on some meetings.
Yeah, probably the most important.
Yeah, I don't.
But what would if you?
Business
So
is booming
if
for
I had $1 trillion
Amazon right
dollars,
now.
wait, what?
Go ahead.
If I had $1 trillion, I'd buy a country. But what would you?
I would not buy it. That's way too much work. See, me, I don't have a drive to get like $1 trillion. I'd like to just be set and then be good. I don't care about being filthy rich. I really don't. Owning a country, you're going to be working a lot. You got to run the country. You got to pay people to
Run
run
the
the
country.
country. Yeah,
No,
I don't want
you
to
can
do
still
that.
have a president like that's elected and everything, but the GDP from the country.
Yeah, I don't. That's too much for me. I'd buy a nice house, nice car, pay off my tuition, and I'd be happy. Be very happy. And I'd just screw off and do whatever I wanted. Computers or coding or whatever else I'm into. That's what I would do.
Part of me thinks, but I would still want to work. Like I'd still want to have some purpose.
Yeah, yeah, I would too. I would do kind of like side projects that I'm doing now, just coding stuff.
In all reality, I'd
You
probably
could do
start
physics stuff.
nonprofits up the ass
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
and just donate a lot of money to
Yeah.
people that need it. But at what point does the government step in and say, "Look, man, like we
Look,
could
man,
we
people
could
are
cancel
starving.
all of America's student college debt, and we can get health care for everybody if we just take this one man's money." Like, can you understand that? Like, there's hundreds of millions of people that get free healthcare and free college wherever the fuck they want for
Yeah, but you
everyone.
can't just take it from one man. If you do it that way, you have to go through some sort of process where how it's like a tax bracket or something.
Just
So if
just
you're in
write a
this
law.
percentage, you
Yeah, like
can't
that's all you
just
have to do.
the whole country can't just gang up on Jeff Bezos. So you know what? All the
Like,
other
I mean,
billionaires are totally cool, but Bezos is the richest. So fuck this guy. We're taking over Amazon. We're gonna send Bezos on vacation. His money's ours now, and now we're good. Because you can't do that, because that would scare everyone, even non-millionaires, even middle class. It'd scare everybody. If you knew the government did that to one
like
person
just took
because he
people's
had
money.
so much success, yeah, yeah, that would scare everybody. That wouldn't scare you?
No, why would it scare me?
That the government just did that? Just one person just took all of his stuff because
Well,
he
it's
was the
it's but
richest. For
the
no, just
benefits versus like it's there's so much more
no.
benefit
I
than
I
there is to
get
hurt.
that. I get that. But you can't just gang up on one person. There's no. That's not the legal way to do it.
Well, maybe you just write a law for people that own, X amount of equity
Yeah.
in or have, or worth X amount
Yeah, you'd
and
have to,
above.
if you really want to screw them, you'd have to write a law that says if you have X amount, and that X amount just happens to be Jeff Bezos' wealth.
Your
Oh,
last
well,
name
I
is
guess it's
Bezos.
only Jeff Bezos. Sorry.
Yeah. Oops. What a coincidence. Yeah. Sign off on it.
Yeah. But they wouldn't just say, okay, well, Jeff Bezos is a pretty good target, so we're taking that. We're taking over Amazon. That's ours now.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking like a filthy socialist, but I I believe that the government would be able to do a lot better with the money in their hands than it would in
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos' hands. But maybe that's just me.
Well,
Maybe I'm too optimistic.
I feel like a lot of philanthropy is there's just so many write-offs and stuff for it that even philanthropy is profitable for rich people, you know?
Yeah, the tax. Yeah, I'm sure there's some sneaky
I don't
way
know
there.
the ins and outs of that because I'm nowhere near a trillionaire, but I do know that they get tax write-offs, and when you do, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to donate to those places, or when they do it, it's bad. I'm just saying that along with doing that, they also get more rewarded by recognition and by write-offs,
Yeah,
which makes it even more profitable.
yeah. There's always some way to play the system.
Yeah,
Kind of sucks.
yeah, it's kind of crazy how people do that. Way beyond my head, but I know it happens.
Oh God.
Dude,
Well,
Amazon business is booming.
yeah. Have you?
Everyone's stuck at home. No one wants to go out to the store. I mean, they have the power right now. They have all the cards.
Have you been? I don't know if you follow stock market, but have you seen Amazon lately?
No, but no, I haven't seen it. Is it super far up? I mean, like,
It's well, I mean, the the whole crash that happened because of the coronavirus in the stock market in like early February and into March.
yeah.
Amazon has now gotten completely out of that and more. So they're at an all-time high now. It's like the crash never even happened for them.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so
That
like
doesn't
early
surprise me though.
April, like early to mid-April, Amazon stock just like rocketed up. Let's see, God, how much is it? Like over $500
Yeah.
just for each stock. It was absolutely insane, and since then it has held steady at that um, price ish. Give or
Uh-huh.
take
Yeah.
$100. But they just seem to be immune to everything. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't know. What businesses do you think are not going to recover from this at all?
Um, that depends if we're talking about the government bailing out like a company. So
Like movie theaters.
something like airlines is
Well, yeah,
essential.
that has to people have to fly. People have to fly. That can't
Yeah,
stop.
people have to fly there.
The government
If
will
all like
intervene with that, I'm sure. But
they have
something
to,
like a
yeah.
movie theater. Movie
Right.
theaters are
So,
fucked. They already were fucked, and now they're really
yeah,
fucked.
oh God. So, AMC, let's see.
What is the saying that TV killed radio, and now it's Netflix killed movies?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure something like that happens. But,
Streaming,
okay.
online
So,
streaming killed movies.
yeah, I don't know if movie theaters have had earnings reports yet. I think they have. Okay, well, here's one that shows like it's just taking a shit. AMC, big theaters. Um, they took a big hit in the original crash,
Yeah,
and they're down. I mean, they're still down, right? Like movie theaters are still closed.
yeah. They're gonna be. They're not gonna be the first ones to open.
No, they're gonna be the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone, okay, so movie theaters, big target on their back. Cruise lines, holy shit, who's gonna go on a fucking cruise nowadays?
Right? After all this, no one's gonna want to go on a cruise after this. That's
No,
the worst of it. That's how you. It's super dangerous on cruise ships.
they got hit the hardest. I
Someone
mean,
has
they
COVID on a cruise ship. That whole cruise ship's getting COVID.
completely
I mean, we
just
we saw it happen a
trash.
few
Yeah,
times, right?
that's why. Yeah, that was like at this beginning. There was a cruise ship that had more cases than like countries did, like most countries.
Yeah,
So cruise ships fucked. Movie
yeah.
theaters fucked. Casinos, casinos are
They
a bit
have. I feel like.
different.
I feel like casinos are gonna be okay after this comes back.
Um,
They already make so much money, and people have problems with gambling. They're not. I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like
So there's
they're gonna be okay somehow. I don't know how, but
like
they're gonna be
the
okay.
the Vegas casinos. They can find ways to get
They're
a
gonna
bigger credit.
somehow get
They
a
can get a bigger.
bailout if they need it too. I feel like
Well, from Trump, yeah, he fucking loves Vegas. He's just gonna bail everything out.
Trump Tower,
Um,
baby. Are there
yeah,
casinos in
exactly. So
Trump
he's
Tower? Or is there a
like
casino in
Vegas
Trump Tower?
casinos are gonna be fine. They're gonna take a hit
Yeah,
in the quarterly reports, but they have like huge credit lines that they can just
yeah.
borrow from.
Out the ass.
Eventually, they'll be fine. But like the smaller casinos in like not in Vegas, I don't know about them.
Yeah, like the hick ones that are on the way to Vegas, on the
Yeah,
outskirts
like
of
the mom and
Vegas.
pop
Yeah,
casino, the hick casinos.
yeah,
Those ones might well I mean just mom and pop shops. Like it doesn't even have to be a casino, just
yeah,
small run places that are also shut down.
yeah,
Just like a family owned movie theater,
yeah.
or family run casino, or family run restaurant that got shut down. I don't know, man. Those are gonna be hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think movie
I'm not
theaters are fucked though.
Disney. So Disneyland's still shut down, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Disneyland, like the parks themselves, is something like 40% of Disneyland or Disney's
forty
revenue.
percent, really?
40 fucking
I
percent.
would
So
have never guessed that.
they have I think yeah, I saw some on the internet, but they have parks in Southern California and Florida, obviously.
Uh huh.
Then they have other parks around the world. Like there's one in Paris, there's one in Hong Kong, there's one in
They have one in Hong Kong? I
I
didn't know
think there's
that.
one maybe there's one in Korea even. I don't know. Yeah, there's a few other parks around the world, but obviously Disneyland and Disney World.
Huh, I didn't know it was that
40%.
much. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No, I don't. That's why I
You'd
was
think like the
surprised.
Marvel movies and like Disney Plus
That's what I
is just
immediately almost said that that's not going to hit them that hard because that's not even. I figured that their movies and all that stuff that they do was worth way more. 40%'s a lot.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I guess. I mean, they make a pretty big. I mean, they really nickel and dime you though. I mean, they have their own
Have
hotels
you seen
out
the price of
there.
those
They
fucking
have.
churros?
Yeah,
It's like $8 a churro.
yeah.
Of course, it's 40% of the revenue.
I mean, they have the hotels, they have the drinks there, they have the entrance fee, they have fast pass stuff, they have season pass. I mean, they just find a way to get
Like
more money out of you.
you have to sell your eldest kid
Yeah,
to get a fucking ticket into Disney World.
yeah.
It's
It's for
crazy.
what, a day of riding some okay rides?
A day. Okay, well, I mean, let's not shut a rides. Like those are some pretty dope rides.
All right. I haven't been there in a long time. I guess it's kind of fun though, just to walk around the various areas that have cool themes and stuff. But I mean, is it really worth that much? Not for me.
I
I
mean,
can
I
see
haven't
why
been in
some
like a
people would
decade,
like it.
so
I haven't either, but
yeah, yeah. I guess it's probably changed a lot since I've been.
yeah,
But
I'm sure.
I don't know. As big as Disney is, I'm sure they're gonna be fine somehow. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll
They'll
figure out a way.
they'll cut some corners. They'll kill some people.
Yeah,
They'll
right.
find some money.
Yeah.
Just randomly,
All right.
But so yeah, that's the
That's
that's the
it for
economy for you.
yeah, by some
Oh, could I give a
idiots.
quick update on the bioluminescent waves we talked about last week?
No, we're moving on.
Okay, so yeah,
I'll pull up the
uh,
picture when we
yeah.
talk about
So
it.
for people that didn't watch last week's episode, we talked about these bioluminescent waves in mainly in Southern California, but there's some other places around the world that I think had them. We just saw like these grand, marvelous pictures that were like lightsaber blue, of like these giant waves crashing in. They were completely gorgeous. Turns out like there's some plankton that are breeding or they're migrating or something, and they're in the shore waters, causing the waves to light up when they move. Um, and I live close to the beach, so I went with some friends, and we went down at night to try to see them the best. Keep in mind, this was like maybe a week and a half after they reported, like that it was like that started happening. So it died down a lot. This photo that you're seeing on screen is from Malibu at night, maybe like 10 o'clock, and it might not look impressive, but when you're actually there, it's quite amazing. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm sure
not
it
nearly
is.
as grand as the pictures that we saw, but it's definitely there.
Was it
And
crowded when you
it's
went?
um
Because we had this whole large conversation last week about all
oh
these
yeah, like
people
people
at the
coming.
beach, but I feel like if you go at nighttime and you're just going out to the water to check it out, you're not really around anybody, you know?
Well, there was we went to Santa Monica first, and then we had to drive up to Malibu because it was too crowded. Like we couldn't. Well, first of all, the parking is closed off in Santa
Yeah,
Monica.
yeah.
But second, all the spots where you could pull your car off to the side of the road were all
Uh-huh.
taken by
Yeah.
people. So we literally had to drive all the way up to Malibu just to fucking see this. We found like an empty parking lot and then just went up to the fence. So this picture was taken through the fence. We couldn't actually get on the sand.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, it was very crowded. There was 10 o'clock at night in the fucking pandemic. Of course, it's crowded. It's LA. It never lets me down.
Huh.
But the the waves were definitely like it was definitely something to see. It was definitely worth.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's awesome.
I'm really happy that I saw it. But it is as bright as you would imagine it to be. I was actually kind of surprised by how bright it actually is. It looks like someone took a lightsaber, turned it on underwater for like a brief moment.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty sick. I think it's over now because like it was kind of dying off when we were there,
Yeah.
and that was maybe like
Must be a
4 days
yearly
ago.
thing or something. I have no idea. I'm not a biologist.
But yeah, just to show and tell, it happened. It was cool.
It is real. Real news.
It is not fake news.
Fake news.
Speaking of fake news,
What is this that you have about California reopening stages?
oh yeah, so kind of shipped into
We are in stage 2 now.
quarantine
I haven't
quarantine
seen this.
news.
What is this about?
So California has this big grand plan to gradually open the state, and Newsom, our governor, um, apparently has like a 4-stage plan to get back to normal life. And starting May 8th is the 14th at the time of this recording. But May 8th, we officially entered into phase 2, which means that like the lower risk businesses can open with like stricter guidelines than normal. Stuff like movie theaters and bars are still closed.
Yeah. Well, that's high risk. I mean, you're
Yeah,
around a bunch of
those are
people.
considered higher risk, but those will come down the line. But we're moving forward. We're making progress. I think the link that I gave you, you can actually see it broken down county by county.
Yeah. Okay.
So the guideline that Gavin Newsom laid out is not like in law or anything. Like it's not. It's just a recommendation.
Yeah.
And so each county can open as they will. It seems like most counties are uh, following, Newsom's plan. But if you scroll down, I'm not sure where. Yeah, that map. Um, you'll notice that a lot of the counties that are slower to open are also on the coast.
Yeah.
So the beach
Yeah.
um, counties. And I'm just spitballing here, but I'm pretty sure that's just because they don't want to open the beaches.
Yeah.
The counties on the coast are more liberal leaning. They want to keep the beaches closed and
Oh,
stricter
and it
quarantine.
just draws a lot of people, I feel like.
There's a lot more people on the coast, and so there's.
As soon as
I
the
think they just
beaches
have to be
reopen,
stricter.
it's going to be packed.
As soon as what?
As soon as the beaches reopen, it's going to be packed.
I will be reporting live from the beach. As soon as they open, I will
Okay.
be on the front lines, brother. So I'll give you a first action news reporting. Paperweight Degrees Podcast live from the beach quarantine. But progress is being made, for better or for worse. I'm not sure what your stance is on reopening. Do you have do you think this is good or bad?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think there's experts that know a lot better than any of us could say if it's good to reopen or not. I mean, we can't stay closed
Certainly.
forever, but we just have to do it the right way. I think it's good that there's phases instead of just saying, "Yep, we're open now. Everything open back up." I don't know. I
Move to
mean,
Texas.
there's probably so much data that's been gathered from all this that people are analyzing to see what the best possible way to do this is, and
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know that data off the top of my head, but I'm sure.
I don't either.
I think it's smart to open it in phases. That's what I'll say about that.
I'm really glad that we are opening phases. I'm really glad that you know a governor, our governor Newsom, is sort of like frontlining all of this for California instead of the
Yeah,
federal government
yeah,
because they don't seem to have their shit together.
yeah. No, not at all.
But I'm happy that things are moving forward. If the people in charge that are looking at all the data and making the decisions based off that data
Yeah,
are deciding that we can move forward, you kind of have to be optimistic, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. You have to be.
I think maybe it's as optimistic as I don't know, July, like fully back to normal. Was it May 14th, June, July?
Yeah,
I could see something happening like mid-July.
yeah. Probably. I'm sure by then stuff will have reopened. I think we just have to do it smart.
Well, I'm on
Smart enough
team.
to not spark another wave of outbreaks to make it even longer. 'Cause that's the
Well,
ultimate
I
end
think
goal
that's
is to shorten quarantine time. And if there's a
yeah,
second wave, another outbreak, well, guess what? We're doing it all over again now. But I
yeah.
think either way, good or
Well, I
bad,
think there's gonna be
people are gonna get angry and upset and super anxious about it.
yeah. I mean, there's gonna be people on both sides that get angry. There's gonna be anger all around. But I think a second wave is kind of inevitable, isn't it?
I
Is
mean,
that is that fair to say, or is that just
no,
completely outrageous?
I'd agree with that. But I think it's definitely preventable to make it insane, to make it a really bad second wave. So I mean, when stuff reopens, it's going to spread, I think, even more.
Yeah, I
I
mean, it
mean,
kind of has
because
to.
it's not, there's no vaccine. There's no way we could say we're not getting it. There's nothing that's going to stop it from spreading right now. So it's really just what's the risk factor in reopening stuff right now.
That's fair.
That's how I feel. I don't know, man.
Do you think
It's
do you
a
think we have
tough
to wait long
situation.
enough? Do you think we have to wait long enough? Well, okay. Let's play out this scenario. We open back up slowly, and we see a second wave hit, and all the experts are losing their shit, and they say, "Oh my God, this is horrible. We're seeing it's starting to be exponential again. There's all this growth that's happening because we reopened." Um, do you think we go back into quarantine?
I don't know, man. I don't know that people are going to go for that. I think people are
Yeah,
going
that's
to,
what I'm
when you
worried.
tell
I think it's
people
the
everything's
people.
open, they're going to get fucking pissed if they
Yeah,
say, "Oh, all right, go back to your house."
once they
I,
get a taste of sunlight, I think
yeah,
people are gonna be like, you know what? No, I just went through all this bullshit. I lost my job.
Yeah,
My family was in ruins. My dumb bitch wife wouldn't shut up for the whole quarantine.
yeah,
I'm not going back to that life.
yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, that's true. Finally back
You
out
know?
of the house, working again, and you're gonna tell me to go back? No, absolutely not. But I don't know. It's such a hard situation, man.
At what
We
point do you think?
obviously can't wait for a vaccine. We'd be in our house for the next 2 years at
Yeah, no,
best.
yeah, fuck that.
I mean,
That's
some
gonna
people
this
I've
takes.
heard are, you know, they want it to be over so bad they're just I don't even know where they're getting it from, but they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna have some antidote in a month." No, no, we're not. It's not how that works.
We're most definitely not.
Yeah. No, that's
I
what
mean, unless
nothing is gonna stop this. It's literally how much risk do you want to take in opening back up because it's still here. Do you want to open
what
it?
if
That's the problem.
what if after like months and months of hardcore research, it turns out the cure was just essential oils?
Yeah. Some mint
Can you imagine that?
eucalyptus. Yeah.
Like some white girl hippie living in Venice Beach,
I
just
told you, bitches.
I told
Everyone mocked me. I told you.
you. Like instead of heroin, she's just like injecting essential oils.
I'm sure there have been Karen
Strange as
studies
name.
based on that already. I'm sure they have a cure by now.
There's probably a hidden cure
For just two
that
more
we don't know about.
dollars, you can add in some extra stuff into your essential oil that'll rid your house of COVID.
It's like sage and
Yeah.
peppermint.
You have to burn sage and chant Karen in a mirror
Chicken.
5 times over.
And then yeah, shed blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Sacrifice it to the Karen gods.
Well, that's quarantine. I hope.
Man,
I don't know.
quarantine fucking sucks.
Quarantine blows ginormous dick,
I
but
miss the boys.
dude, you have no idea how much I miss the boys.
I miss the
I'm starting to.
boys.
I mean, it's starting to drive me crazy. I mean, it has driven me crazy since
I think it's driven
it all
everybody
started.
crazy, at least to an extent.
Let's shift to this. This is an interesting thing I found about since we're already on quarantine topics, but um, apparently in Japan, the suicide rate is actually down since the start of quarantine.
Ooh.
Like its suicide rate has actually declined. This article I found on Reddit from The Guardian,
Yeah, the
that
Guardian.
from what you will. Um, but it says suicide rate in Japan fell by 20% in April compared with the same time last year, the biggest drop in 5 years, despite the pandemic happening.
Work.
What?
That's exactly why.
What in the fuck
Work.
is happening in Japan that's worse than quarantine? Is it just the work ethic?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think people are overworking themselves, or they were, and now it's not so bad. That's what I think. May
That's
I don't
insane.
is Japan culture different in their work ethic? I think they are. I think
Most
they
compared to American.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Americans are hard workers.
Yeah.
Like on a global scale, they're hard workers to begin with. But compared to Japan, I think we
Yeah,
slack a bit.
I think Japan goes ham. They go hard on the
Japan,
paint with
yeah,
work.
they're one of the hardest working countries in the world,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
That's what I would think. It's definitely not that they're happy to not be enjoying their life. I mean, that they, oh yeah, I'm so happy I can't go out now. I think it has to be because of their work or something.
I think that's really the only thing that's changed, right?
Yeah. I'm sure they're probably working remotely or just not working at all. They're unemployed maybe. And that might be better than their crazy work schedule that they had. That's what I would think.
Yeah, I guess staying at home and doing nothing is better than, you know, going to work on a crowded ass train,
Yep.
getting coughed on, and then walking into
Yeah.
your roided up boss just raging at you for the quarterly reports that you're not even on the sales team, but you're
Yeah.
still getting bitched at. That's crazy. That maybe they'll wake up, so to speak,
Yeah.
and say, hey, you know, we might be working a little too hard.
Yeah. I mean, don't know if people will go for that, but that would be the end goal probably.
I think if anything, yeah, I mean, an event this big, if anything is going to change culturally, it's going to be something like an event this big.
Yeah, for
I would
sure.
hope.
Yeah, this is screwing everybody.
Even in America, stuff has got to change. I don't know
Yeah.
about a suicide rate. Ours is probably up. I don't know. We hate ourselves.
How big is our suicide rate? I feel like it's probably nothing compared to Japan's. Is that awful to say?
Well, something. I think in America, like for young people, I think it might be like the top killer.
Is it?
It's just people themselves. Yeah. Let me. Like top reasons for death in America. Younger ages.
I'm gonna let you introduce this. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quickly.
Okay. Yeah, so I can't control the stream, but from what I can read, okay, top 10 causes of death. This was recently, actually, of Americans ages 2024. So number 1 is accidents, but number 2 is suicides. So accidents is 45% of deaths. Stuff like car accidents or, piano falling on your head. But number 2, coming in at 18%. Okay, that's actually a pretty big difference. But 18% is people just offing themselves. And this is all of Americans. Holy shit, this is like a serious problem. Next is homicide. Homicide. 15% of deaths are due to homicide.
All right, I'm back.
15% of deaths of young people in America, 2024, is homicide.
15%?
People are ganging up in Compton
15%.
and just offing people. 15%. That's insane.
That's wild.
Gun violence. Like if you accidentally shoot someone, is that considered homicide?
No.
Or is that just accident?
Well, how often do you accidentally shoot someone?
This is America, man. There's a lot of guns.
An accidental shooting. My bad.
Number four is cancer. Okay, I don't know if you're here when I said this, but suicide comes in second place at 18% deaths. And then first place is accidents like car crashes.
Okay.
And that's 45%. So it is overwhelmingly accidents.
Yeah.
I don't know what if you accidentally kill yourself. I'm not sure where they put that, but you're still dead. Number 5 is heart disease.
Huh.
And then everything under that is less than 1%, so it's not even really worth mentioning. But yeah, suicide's a fucking problem, man. 18%.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I wonder if our numbers have went down. I feel like they probably haven't.
Since quarantine?
Yeah. Here. So we just saw in Japan it went down.
People, I mean, yeah, we can just do a quick Google search. But with as many people that got laid off, I can't imagine it would go down.
Well, it's probably what happened to Japan.
Yes, but I mean, it's a lot different there.
Yeah.
I mean, if work is literally worse than being forced to stay at home.
Yeah.
Like that's saying something.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting to think about though.
Maybe Japan is the government giving the citizens money to stay at home?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Stimulus packages?
Oh,
that's got to play into it somehow.
Probably.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty capitalistic. I don't know.
Our stimulus package was a one month payment. That's it.
It was a joke, is what it is.
Here's $1,200. Have fun.
I can't even pay rent for some. Well, I mean, I guess I'm comparing it to LA housing prices, but for I don't know, man. That's not enough to live on.
In some places, it might be. Not in California.
If you're in bumfuck nowhere, Arkansas,
you're probably fine.
With a yeah, you're
happy.
Okay. You're still fishing in the river.
You're living large.
You got food.
Yeah, you're living large in Arkansas. In LA, you're.
What are you doing with that $1,200 in Arkansas? Buying another house?
Arkansas people do. They're probably buying some buggy to drive around or something. Some
what do they do
off-roading
there?
vehicle. Nothing. From what I've heard, they do nothing in Arkansas.
how fucking pretentious we sound right now.
I don't know, man. I've talked
Yeah,
to
but
people that
1,200
used to
is
live there,
a
and they
joke.
all have said that it sucks, and they do nothing there.
Yeah, the
Nothing.
Arkansas life is not
Nothing
the
at
life.
all. Yeah.
But even in Arkansas, if you have a family of 4, you're the head of household. I mean, well, if you have kids, I guess you get the more money. They give you more money. It's like $500 per kid.
Right.
So you and your wife, that's 2,400. You got 2 kids, that's another 1,000. So it's 3,400.
That's pretty good for a month. But this is going to go on
You
for
can
more
live
than
off
a
that
month.
for a month. Yeah, for sure.
But to be
Unless you want
fair,
to find
it's
food.
supposed to, the stimulus package, I think, is supposed to just give you a little bit of help. It's not supposed to cover everything for you, which I don't necessarily
I
agree
mean,
with. But
doesn't it have to? There's like so many people
it's
that.
supposed to be to stimulate, right? Stimulate the economy. It's not supposed to buy everything for you or do everything for you, which I'm not saying I agree with. Just saying that it's supposed to help stimulate the economy.
Right.
So you don't have any money to do some stuff. Here's some money. Go put it into the economy or do whatever
So
you need to do.
if the federal government, Federal Reserve, prints money, they just pull it out their ass, and they give everyone money. The idea is that the people now have this money and they can afford to buy things in
Right.
lieu of.
So the companies that were being hurt because people don't have money to buy, I don't know, a video game or something. I don't think people are using the stimulus package for that though. I think they're using it for food and
Yeah, I think
essentials,
because like
especially people who aren't working right now.
a healthy economy needs money to transition from hand to hand. That's like the definition of GDP.
Right.
But if people are realizing that we're in a shithole, all they're paying is their rent and food, and other debt obligations. And
Yeah.
all that money just goes to, it works its way up to the big companies.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
stock
there's no
market does
mom and
fine.
pop breakfast on Sunday right now, you know?
Yeah, they're not getting fuck all.
In fact, all the places that are open are big companies, which is still good to stimulate those companies because that provides lots of employment and stuff. Maybe not high level employment, they're not making that much, but it still pays for people to work. You know what I mean?
Sure, if it pays for people to work, but if the government at the same time says you're not allowed to work, then what's the fucking point?
Right. Well, the companies that are open are the ones we're stimulating, and they're people that are working there. So, like Walmart, Target, those kind of companies.
Yeah, I suppose. It
They
keeps
still
them
have
from going
lots of
bankrupt.
employees, and
Because God
people.
knows that
Yeah.
the big companies can't afford to save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like 2 fucking weeks in and the company's about to go bankrupt.
Right.
Pulling billions of fucking dollars, and they don't have a piggy bank on the side to collect pennies
Nope.
that would be able to afford all of this.
Yeah. I don't know, man. What
Maybe
company
I'm
was
just
it
a
that came
communist,
out
but
and said, "Hey, we're fucked now"? I don't remember which one it
all the
was.
airlines,
All the airlines. Yeah.
all the airlines, they're like, hey, this is the problem.
Yeah.
We don't have any money.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Like,
one of the
really?
ones you have to keep open.
Really, motherfucker? I
Especially when
paid.
this is all done, you have to fly. You have to fly.
Yeah,
People
I
have
mean
to
they're gonna
fly.
get bailed out, but what happened to that extra $50 I paid him for that handbag that was actually a handbag, but they made me
Yeah.
check? Fuck that. What
Yeah.
happened then?
Yeah.
I hate these goddamn commercials that these companies are putting out saying we're all in this together. What? When 4 fucking months ago we were the furthest thing apart from all in this together because your goddamn bitch ass forced me to pay $800 for a ticket onto a plane and then an extra $50 to check my damn bags. You weigh it, it's a kilogram over. Now I'm paying an extra $100. Where was the help then?
Yeah.
Yeah, these companies can die in a hole for all I care.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Really tough. But I think the companies that are open now are going to pull through because people like Walmart, Target, people aren't going to stop buying groceries, you know? No one
Yeah,
is.
groceries. Yeah, well, I'm not even sure what percentage of agriculture our economy is. It's not that big. We're a service based economy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how shit like Lyft and Grubhub are doing.
They're probably doing pretty good.
Let's see. Well, so Lyft had an earnings report um, fairly recently. Their stock shot up and then started coming back down. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't have the earnings report on hand, but surely it's down. It had to be down, but it's just a matter of did it beat expectations or not for how down it was going to be.
Uber and Lyft might not be doing great because people aren't traveling, but I feel like Grubhub, Uber Eats, they're probably doing okay.
Yeah, they might have.
In fact, they're probably doing better than okay right now.
Yeah, that'd be alright.
That'd be alright.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing good. Uber itself is down a little bit right now, but I think that includes Uber Eats and regular Uber, and I feel like regular Uber is not doing so great.
Yeah, there's got to be a percentage that.
Oh, Grubhub's down too. That's surprising.
They're
up
revenue
from,
or their stock?
They're up from. Just look up Grubhub stock.
What's their ticker?
Excuse me?
The 3 or 4 letters that is their stock.
Grub.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, you could see from the past 5 days it shot up though.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They shot the fuck up.
Yeah. Looks like right after May 12th. On May 12th at 10:30 a.m. it just shot up.
So they haven't. What happened? Was there an earnings report? No, the earnings report was on the 6th.
1 month
What happened
it
to
shot up
12th?
too.
There's probably some announcement. There has to be.
Yeah.
The thing just shoots up like that on its own. Anyways. Do you want to...
Yeah, food delivery's good right now. Good business to be in.
We kind of touched on it before, but unemployment. So every Thursday, there's new unemployment numbers that come out for the whole country. Today is Thursday.
Yeah.
Today there was another 3 million people that filed for unemployment. This doesn't reflect what the actual unemployment rate is, because just because you file for unemployment doesn't mean they classify you as unemployed.
Yeah.
But every week there's millions of people more that are filing, and so the number is now up. According to NPR, the number is now 36.5 million people have filed for unemployment in the last 8 weeks since about the start of quarantine. And the unemployment rate,
it's really
not this week but last week
right
got updated, and that shot up to 14.7%, which is surpassed
the highest level since the Great Depression.
Yeah, like this surpassed 2009 and 2010 and all that shit in the matter of days.
Yeah, it's scary. That's why people are pushing in protest to reopen. But
yeah,
if you do that, I mean, it's gonna make us be in lockdown even longer.
Do you think there's a point where, like, people over 80, their lives are more important than the economy taking a shit? I'm not suggesting one way is right over the other, but do you think that's an argument that should be had?
No, I don't think that there's a number for obviously people who are older are at a higher risk, but the people that I've known that are affected in my family, they're not 80 years old. They're 67, which isn't young, but you've also heard of young people who are being affected by it. There's like if you're younger, you're probably going to be okay, but there's not a guarantee.
Of course, there's no guarantee for anything.
I mean, there's not. At what number do you cut off and say, okay, you have to stay home, but no one else does? If you say, okay, the cutoff date's 80, so if you're 79, your birthday's tomorrow, you can go out to the store. But when you turn 80, you can't go out. You have to stay home.
Bars, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, there's not. You can't just set a concrete age limit for going out and doing stuff. You can't do that. There's no way.
Well, instead of setting a number, let's.
Well, if you don't set a number, then there has to be some cutoff. You know what I mean?
Well, let's imagine this: if like you're really young and you have like a cough and your nose is running, you don't go to grandma's house
No, you quarantine.
over the
You
weekend.
quarantine over 14 days.
Sure. Well, okay, no, but let's think about post COVID-19 world or pre COVID-19. Sorry. You
Okay.
have like just the normal ass flu that happens every year.
Uh huh.
You have like a maybe not even a flu, just a cold.
Uh huh.
But your nose is stuffy or running and you have a cough. You're not going to see grandma that weekend,
Right.
right? That's just a
Right.
common sense thing to do.
Yeah. Right.
Is it possible to do the same thing here?
No, it's way scarier. It's way scarier. If if someone that'll gets the cold, they're gonna be okay, most likely. But if
Mm-hmm.
I have a small case of COVID right now, so I'm gonna stay home for the weekend. That's way scarier. I think speaking just from experience, it's so much more dangerous than a flu. It's so much more dangerous. It's not. It affects everyone differently, but the outcome could be way way worse than just a flu or a cold. At least from what I've seen, because all the people in my family who have gotten COVID have either passed away and died, which to be fair, the person I knew that had passed away was already very, very old. He was in his 90s. So, I mean, that
Yeah.
if you're that old, it's not good if anyone that
It's
old
hard
gets
to make
sick
an
with
argument
anything.
there. Yeah, I
But
agree.
but the other people I knew, they're not 90 years old. They're in their 60s or 70s and they both went to the hospital. One of them was almost really, really close to being put on a ventilator. We didn't know if she was going to pull through. But if someone tells you that's 60, I have a cold, you say, okay, take some Dayquil, you'll be all right. There's a difference. I think it's harder for people who haven't been in the middle of that to see that, but there's a massive difference in my eyes. And you could say
Right.
it's just old age and stuff, but even old age, if you have a flu or a cold, you're not worried about it. If they say I have COVID, you should be worried about it. You know?
That's fair. I see your reasoning.
Yeah.
Um, so if we had more extreme measures,
And from what I've seen, it spreads. I don't know if there's scientific data to back this up, but it feels like the spread of COVID is much higher than a flu or a cold. And I don't know if that's just from whatever situation that I was in the middle of that I experienced, but the whole town just got fucked when one
yeah.
person got it,
Well,
you know?
it might seem that way just because we're following it, like every single fucking move it makes, we're
Right.
following.
Yeah.
Whereas like the common cold or the flu
Yeah.
season, like it happens and you
Right.
don't really give a fuck.
Right.
Um, so I'm not sure what the transmission rate is. I've got to assume that it's higher than a normal flu,
Yeah.
right?
It could not be too. I don't
Like the
know,
whole
but
world has exploded with this thing. But hmm,
I think the whole situation for reopening and doing all that, it's just so hard. There's not one right way to do it, you know?
yeah.
'Cause you can't stay closed forever at this rate. If you do that, the government has to intervene and make remote jobs or do something that will get people employed or give out more stimulus. But if they give out more stimulus, nothing's being put back in. I don't know. That
Well,
is
this is
just a
why this
really,
is why
really
I was
tough
a
spot.
fan of Andrew Yang when he was running
Yeah.
for the Democratic
UBI.
position for president. Yeah, he ran on universal basic income. For people that don't know, it's literally just a check in the mail every month that every American gets, regardless of your age, gender, you know, what have you. If you're a person that's living in America and you're a citizen, you get a check in the mail. And he wanted to start at $1,000 per person every month. And the idea is that people on minimum wage can now afford housing,
Right.
can afford basic human things
Right.
that you don't need to work 3 jobs just to support your family. In an economy that's going more towards the technology side and away from the basic labor that we grew up knowing. So I mean, the economy already did something like that, or the government already did something like that. I don't know how long
The problem
we
with
could
that
stay in
though
though.
is I think that is a great idea. I liked Andrew Yang, and I think that UBI is definitely something to consider. I don't think it's a bad idea. But right now, how is the government how would the government front that money to every American
I mean, debt. I mean,
if
they've been
there's
doing. They
not,
just they print it.
yeah, but at some point that's going to backfire if you just,
Sure. I mean, there's got to be some degree of responsibility, right? But
because right now there's not being enough put into the economy because no one's working or has money in the first place. So
yeah,
you're yeah, you're like feeding yourself, you know what I mean? You're feeding the, what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's just a big circle jerk of money.
yeah. Yeah. So there, if you're gonna be printing that much money, there's got to be some coming back in. So that higher tax rates or
Right.
yeah, well, pretty much taxes is what it comes down to.
Right. But even what I was thinking, taxes on something like restaurants or businesses or companies in general, that's how they would get it. But right now, there's so many that are closed down or that can't even afford to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's this is what comes back to Bezos. Just take their
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't say
But
I'm
the reopening is going to happen sooner or later. Regardless of if
boy,
people
it
like
is
it or they
coming.
don't like it, it's going to happen.
What are you gonna
Uh,
do when
Elon
everything
Musk
is
just
reopened?
reopened one of his plants in California, I think it
Oh yeah,
was.
I saw that against like the
Yeah,
county's
he was
orders.
even tweeting out um, something like if you're going to arrest everyone, just arrest me instead of them. Like it was
Yeah,
against
it
the
got
county
pretty tense.
rules. Yeah,
Do you think that was I don't know courageous of him, or do you think it's stupid?
I I don't think it's smart to go against the county orders.
Well, okay, so there's a little bit of there's a little bit of context here. The county, like the person who issued that order in the county, um, I'm not sure if they did it like completely illegally, but it goes against the state's orders, and the person who did it wasn't like really even in office.
Mm,
So Elon's argument was your word means nothing,
yeah,
and my business is dying. I, as the boss, I kind of have an obligation to make sure that everything
yeah,
doesn't fucking collapse. So fuck you.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I'm gonna say Team Elon on this one because
I have a hard time because I really respect Elon Musk, and I think he's a really smart guy. So I don't know.
yeah, I'm on Team Elon just because one I want to see Tesla succeed because I think what they're doing is
I think
great.
Tesla's just good in general, good for the environment.
Yeah, but also if you're like a shareholder in Tesla and you're losing money because some stupid person is trying to have this authority that they don't actually have in reality,
Yeah.
stopping you from earning money, I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
But say he does it and every worker in there just gets COVID and gets absolutely fucked, then he's gonna
Yeah.
look real stupid. I don't hope that happens, but I think that's the fear of people is okay,
Is it
you
possible
reopen,
to
now everyone's gonna get COVID in there.
reopen and social distance time? Like move everyone's desks around?
I would like to tell myself that they put some sort of system in place for that. I would think.
I'm sure it's reduced, but it's definitely not
I mean, you're not going to be 100% safe.
foolproof.
I mean,
Yeah, there's
essential
always some risk.
workers, they wear masks and stuff. They have to, but it's not 100%, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. NASA and SpaceX teamed up for something, didn't they? They teamed up
They always
for
team up for stuff. I'm not sure what.
they they're doing some launch together. What launch was it?
Yeah, so NASA contracts other private space agencies to build stuff for them all the time.
Yeah.
Like SpaceX has delivered stuff to the ISS tons of times, so I'm not surprised that they're doing more stuff together, which is great.
Their SpaceX's
SpaceX
Crew
is a little sketchy
Dragon
though.
spacecraft is less than 2 weeks from launching NASA astronauts to the ISS for the first time.
Oh, that's okay. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
because
So the SpaceX spacecraft is sending NASA astronauts to the ISS.
so that's scary because SpaceX has had rocket explosions like recently, like like
The NASA astronauts are
like a year ago.
why are we
Like
not using our fucking rockets?
yeah, yeah, they're looking at each other. Imagine you sitting, okay, you're in the rocket and you're counting down. Like if you're in a SpaceX rocket, there's just automatically more fear, right?
I'm sure.
Than like any other space agency.
I'm sure.
Because like sure they're great, they're leading innovation, but their shit isn't all together yet. I don't know if I'd sign up for that.
You just hear Elon Musk get on the mic. We've had a fatal problem, guys. Just wait. Oh, just
Yeah,
kidding.
you're
And then you launch.
you're sitting in the cockpit, you're like, hello? Yeah, Elon Musk is on the microphone himself. Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to sit tight in the rocket. Where the fuck
Yeah.
else would we go?
Yeah.
It's fine, just wait 1 minute. We just have to change out the fuel pods. Turns out instead of rocket fuel, we put in water.
Yeah. Put
What?
it in diesel.
Yeah, we put in diesel.
Well,
So
that
yeah,
is the weekly Elon Musk gist.
yeah, no,
He
we
is
seem to
just popping up
he seems to
everywhere.
come up.
He's
Yeah,
very
he seems to be really
popular right now.
popular lately.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Valorant thing.
Power. What
So,
is this FED starts buying EFTs? Did we talk about that? What is that?
oh, yeah,
Let's
we haven't talked
finish
about it.
let's finish politics first, then we'll move on to we got
Okay,
lots of gaming stuff. There's a lot of gaming stuff that came out this week.
there is, yes. We'll get
Lots.
to gaming. Um, this is more just economy stuff. So the Federal Reserve, the the people in charge of the big government people in charge of the economy, so to say, has started buying ETFs. And ETFs are very similar to mutual funds. Essentially, they're just a big portfolio of a certain type of company, um, or just companies in general. So an ETF is just a portfolio of stocks or commodities held in one big place. So this article is saying that the Federal Reserve, the government, has started buying stocks, essentially, when it boils down to it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane. Well, it is insane because like
Does
our
that
market is
usually
not a
happen?
free. It's not. No, it has never happened before. Like it is not a free
You're the
market anymore.
economy guy. I don't know what's normal with that.
So it is very not normal because if they buy ETFs, then they're providing liquidity to a market that needs it, which means they're giving an out to people that want to sell. So that they're providing a demand to something
Oh, I see. I
that's
see
not
how
there.
that works. Yeah.
And so with an increased demand, there's an increase in price, so to say.
Yeah.
So they're artificially inflating the prices of the market when in reality it should be tanking. So they're sort of propping it up with
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
fake money that they're
Huh. Interesting.
which is um which means that, the US just goes into more debt.
Right.
The idea is that the whole idea is that they buy it now in times of need, they hold on to it, and then slowly they start selling it years after the crisis
Yeah.
back into the market. Um, but as we saw in like 2010, it takes them fucking ages to start selling this stuff off.
Yeah.
And as soon as Trump came in, um, he wanted to do like everything in his power to stimulate the economy as much as possible, which is not good for if you're running the payroll of the federal government.
Yeah.
So it's scary. That's all I kind of wanted to say. So since we
Interesting.
were talking about the economy and everything,
Yeah. Interesting.
we're
That's
no longer
interesting.
living in a free market.
All right. There are lots of game stuff.
Yeah, let's move on to video games. Something
Lots.
less
Lots.
pressing.
Lots of game stuff. Valorant patch notes. You guys know we're a fan of Valorant. And there is patch notes, 0.5.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at these. I saw you posted them, and I just haven't even looked through them yet. So I actually also haven't played in a few days. Been busy with Tarkov and Tabletop Simulator. Which, by the way, Basement or Betrayal on the House of the Hill, is that the game we played? That game is really fun.
Look at that. Great
Tabletop
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the devs there.
Shout out.
Shout out. But so Valorant patch, big patch, a big league patch. They changed a lot of stuff to the actual weapons themselves, like the stats of the weapon. So there are weapons are different prices now. Recovery time is changed a lot. I think the biggest change has been like recoil patterns. So the guns have been getting a lot more accurate. Stuff like the Vandal and the Phantom, like the generic, assault rifles. But it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it may be starting to feel more like CS:GO.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get that way. You can see, looked like there were some movement updates. You'll no longer enter the walking accuracy state when you're transitioning from run to stop. A lot of people were complaining that you don't have to counter strafe, meaning in Counter Strike, if you run and shoot, you're going to be really inaccurate. When you're fully stopped, you're way more accurate. But
Mm-hmm.
when you go from running to stop in Counter Strike, so say you're holding the D key, you're going right, you click W, which is left, once to kind of balance yourself out to
You mean
simulate
A?
full stop. Yeah, A.
Okay.
So it's more it basically is saying don't run and shoot.
Oh, so there's like a momentum thing.
Right. Yeah. But in this
See.
game, people were complaining that you don't have to counter strafe. As soon as you let your finger off of the key to stop moving, you're stopped immediately.
I see.
And people were complaining about that. It
Because
looks
it's
like
not like CS:GO.
right. It looks like the Vandal recoil reduced by 15% while crouched and stationary. That's kind of nice. That's
That's
kind
a
of insane,
lot.
actually. Yeah, that's a
That's
lot.
a lot.
Um,
They also changed stuff to like heroes specifically.
Tap efficiency increased. That's cool. It looks like they increased the tap efficiency of the Vandal and the Phantom, along with gun recovery time. I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Gun
Have you
recovery
played with
time.
any of these?
With what?
The new updates? Like, have you played a game or two
No,
since it came out?
no, I haven't played since then. I don't. When was this patch?
Uh,
I haven't
like
played
half
in
like half
2
a week ago,
days.
maybe.
Oh, maybe I have. I don't even
Oh
know.
no, it looks like maybe like 2 days ago actually, according
I
to the
should
article.
probably pull these up on stream so other people can look at them. Give me 1 sec to pull that up. I'm looking through the Valorant patch notes right now. Base walk accuracy is increased. Well, that's not very Counter-Strike like. People are going to be angry about that one. Recovery time
Wait,
for
it
all
increased.
rifles.
It goes no. It
Base walk accuracy is increased.
from 0.6 to 0.8.
It's not very much.
Is that wait? Is that a degree sign? Is that what I'm looking at? Can't really
Yeah.
see. Isn't that worse accuracy? Am I crazy?
They decreased it. We felt like walk spraying with rifles was a little more effective than we'd like, particularly
Oh,
at longer ranges, which is more that was another complaint people had, that was they want to make it more Counter-Strike like in gunplay.
let's see.
We're going to pull back on this accuracy slightly and continue to monitor. I think
Gotcha.
that's probably a pretty good one.
Do you think they're doing? Do you think they're doing the right thing going towards CS:GO? Like, do you want just a reskin
With
CS:GO?
gunplay? No, with gunplay absolutely though.
You think so?
It needs to be less of a COD shooter, which I don't think it is, but that's just what people look at it as because it doesn't have the same exact characteristics as Counter Strike. I think it's good though to make the gunplay more precise. I think it's good.
It does reward a like a. Well, does it reward higher tier players more than lower tier?
No, it's just is a learning curve for people. It's the same thing with Counter Strike.
Maybe yeah.
There's rank now. Oh, they reduced the Ares price. I love the Ares. Such a good budget gun.
Yeah,
And they
it's pretty nice,
reduced the
huh?
recoil of the Odin. Reduce the
This
amount and
this is the one I really
intensity.
liked
Yeah.
because there is nothing more testosterone filled thrill than revving up an Odin, shooting out a shit ton of bullets, and then going around the corner and just
Right.
lawn mowing anyone in your
Yeah, the
way.
Odin's really good. Oh,
It's
there's some
crazy
Aiden
how
updates
much
too.
it shoots through the walls though.
Yeah, wall banging is
You don't even need to look. You don't even need to turn the fucking corner.
wall banging is a lucrative business.
You can shoot through steel, and that shit's gonna
Yeah,
kill someone.
especially with an Odin. You got 100 shots. Just you think someone's in there, go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like Sage got nerfed. Slow orb zone duration decreased from 9 seconds to 7 seconds. Slow orb slowing amount decreased from 65 to 60. And they basically
The
said Sage
50.
is OP. Yeah,
We don't know
65 to
Sage.
50. Oh wow, yeah. Cypher Cage no
Huh.
longer slows enemies that move through it.
That's nice because every other, um, like Viper's Cloud and Jet's Cloud, they
Yeah.
don't slow, or even Omen's Cloud.
Spycam Spycam cooldown when destroyed is increased 30 to 45. So Nerf and Cypher got Nerf and Sage and Cypher got nerfed.
I'm
Omen
excited. Yeah, I mean, I've played a couple games
Omen got
since the
buffed.
patch comes out.
Omen got buffed.
Did he?
I want to
Ooh.
play Omen, yeah. Smoke
Oh
duration
yeah, he did.
increased from 12 to 15.
Oh, the cooldown got increased a little bit.
Yeah. Smoke projectile speed increased. Dark cover cooldown increased 30 to 35 seconds.
Well, I'm excited to hop in and see how
Yeah.
it goes. I guess we can report back next week.
Oh, snakebite radius is increased on Viper. Now that's what I'm talking about. We're both Viper
Fuck yes.
players. That's good.
Fuck yes.
Uh,
Oh, I
only
rarely use snakebite anyway. But oh, this is wait. Total credit cap is reduced from 12,000 to 9,000.
Oh wow,
That's a
that's
huge fucking
interesting.
deal.
Yeah. Huh.
Oof.
Interesting. That's not very much.
So much for capitalism.
Right. Brimstone Phoenix Viper. Something about bee hopping. Oh, bee hoppers out there jumping through incendiary fireball and snake bite while taking no damage. We don't want to completely negate this skill. We also don't want to trivialize a whole set of character abilities. Height required to jump out of all damaging area denial abilities is going from 80 to 120. Snakebite, Fireball, and Incendiary damage tick speed increased. So basically, they're saying if you try to B-hop out of some ability that will damage you, you can't do it fast enough to not take damage. It's not totally free. That's kind of crazy. They changed the amount you could store to 9,000. I feel like that's kind of big. Oh, the Sage Barrier Orb is increased from 300 to 400? Damn, that's insane, dude.
The barrier orb. What is this one again?
The big wall that you put up.
The wall.
It
Oh,
that's
that's good.
expensive.
That's
300
one
to
of the most.
400?
That is honestly like one of the most powerful abilities
They
in the
already
game.
nerfed it though. It doesn't take that much to kill anymore.
Yeah, but you're completely giving away your position.
Raise's satchel is increased from 100 to 200. Curveball is increased to 200. That's crazy.
Thank God. Those curveballs are so goddamn annoying.
They're pretty good. I think that's probably a decent one. Brimstone's Incendiary increased from 200 to 300. Jet's updraft is reduced. That's good because that was too much money for a jump up. So
Yeah,
when Jet does the jump up, it's no longer 200 divided to 100, which is pretty good,
that's
I
good.
think.
That sounds fair.
Oh, this is good. Armor carried over from prior rounds is no longer destroyed when new armor is purchased, allowing you to sell newly purchased armor and return to your previous armor stat. That's really good. That was a bug that
Oh,
drove me nuts
sounds
because you would just if you had a little bit of armor and you bought new armor and then you sold that armor, you would have no armor after that. It was a bug.
oh, gross.
Sova's owl drone now includes a layer of sound for engine rotors. Okay. Oh, they did some map updates too.
Neat. Yeah, so big update.
Yeah, pretty big update. I want them to add some new maps, and I want to be able to buy some new characters too.
Yes, that's incredibly annoying. Like I'm just stuck with the two that I bought. One of them just sucks to begin with.
Yeah, pretty good update. Sage is mega nerf now.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, her res is still strong, so she's still gonna get play. But
Right.
okay, what about this? You linked something in our little topics tab about GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA 5 is free on Epic Games, which
So
I don't think is the worst idea for Epic or for
now is
GTA
this?
rather.
So Epic Games has their own like store, right?
Yep,
Like
it's
comparable to Steam.
comparable to Steam.
So if I go on Steam and look at GTA 5, it's still gonna cost money. But if I go onto Epic Games their own store, I can get it for free.
Believe so.
I mean, I can check right now, but
I
that's kind
haven't
of
checked on Steam. I'm sure that it'll probably go free on Steam too, though, because that would be up to the parent company, Rockstar.
well,
Um,
that might be Epic Games Play, right? Like leave it expensive on Steam, but then
well,
keep
I'm
it
sure
free
they
on Epic
signed
Games.
some. If it's not up on Steam yet, I'm sure they signed some exclusivity deal to draw players into playing it on Epic.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, I'm sure that's the whole point.
before we even get into that, they're having a bunch of issues with all the traffic that's bringing in. There's a lot of people trying to download GTA 5, and they have high traffic. People are getting 500 errors, launchers crashing, and really slow load times, which is not
Oh,
a first for Epic. They have had several problems like this in the past.
really?
Yeah, of stuff crashing and stuff. Epic,
Oh.
I've heard of that happening before. I don't use Epic. I don't play anything on Epic, but I think it's good for Rockstar though to go free. I think they should do it on Steam too, because they have so much DLC in the game now, just cosmetics and different stuff to put in the map, vehicles. It's probably a good. The game is what 8 years old now, 7 years old.
It's old as fuck.
So
Yeah,
I think it's probably a pretty good time to transition out of people buying it because no one's gonna buy it this late. I would doubt
I'm
anyone buying it
surprised.
this late.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's still so expensive.
Yeah,
Like was like this far into his life.
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it went on sale quite often, but I think in
Sure, it
general
went
it's
on sale, but
probably
it's still
pretty
held at
good
60 for
because they want to draw
ever.
people in and people will buy the DLC and not the full game because the DLC is much cheaper and they have a lot of DLC accumulated over 8 years.
Yeah.
Which, by
Is
the
there gonna
way,
be?
the base game, the storyline was really fun. Did you ever play GTA 5?
I did, but I never finished the storyline because I don't know, I didn't like it.
I loved it. I thought it was great. The ending is amazing.
I can only take so much of those crazy ass characters. I don't know why.
Epic is really trying to compete with Steam. Really, really trying.
I mean, it's kind of good, right?
They signed
I
that
mean, it drives down prices
exclusivity
for
deal with
us in the long
Borderlands
run.
3. Steam just got Borderlands 3. They agreed that it would be launched on Epic Games at release 6 months ago, and then it would go to Steam 6 months after, which was not that long ago.
Oh,
So Epic is paying money to bring people over to Epic. I personally just
oh,
I'm not a huge fan of Epic. But it's not a bad thing to have different markets of game sellers,
yeah.
different
Yeah.
platforms to put your games on.
I'm
I
all on
mean,
board
I
for
I like Steam. I think
competitiveness.
Steam has it down to a T, and I wouldn't see myself
Seems really
switching
good.
over.
Yes.
Not a huge fan of Epic. I think they're okay. I don't dislike them, but I just all the games I want to play are on Steam, and I just really don't want to move over to another platform. And I think a lot of people that are on Steam feel like that. They don't want to move over to another platform.
It's
They
kind of an
like
hassle, isn't
everything
it?
being linked.
Yeah.
Your Discord's linked to your Steam. Everything's linked. Everything's all linked up. So to put in something else and try to link it, there's not going to be a linkage between Epic and Steam, obviously. So you have to kind of
Right.
take your pick of what you want to have linked. And people are going to
Kind
do
of like the
Epic because
Apple
it just
Android kind of
does
thing.
not have everything Steam does. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's good for Rock. I think it'll bring a lot of new people in. I haven't played GTA in a while, but I definitely got my
I haven't
hours
played that
out of
game in
it.
years. Yeah, I
Got my
haven't played it in
hours out
years.
of it for sure. It was a good game.
Oh, um, do you want to talk about your cats?
Yeah. Have I talked about the cats on here before?
No.
Well, for anyone Well, I guess if I haven't, I'll just explain it anyways. But
Yeah, no one knows.
I rescued some kittens that a cat had a litter of kittens in our backyard, and it was really bad weather, and they were already a few weeks old anyways. They weren't completely newborn, and it was raining, and they were stuck in our one of our sheds, and they were getting all wet and stuff. So we saved the kittens. I was stuck with 3 of them, and I found a home for one of them. I'm keeping one of them, and I have another one that I haven't decided if I'm keeping or not. And they're adorable, and I love
Oh,
them.
so the second one is still questionable. Like you might keep it.
Questionable, yeah. It's yeah, I'm kind of grown attached to it a little bit. Cute cat. It's super I don't know. It's got a little personality, you know.
And
But
how
I
old are
did
they?
find a home for one. They are about 6 weeks now. They're
That's
getting
still
up
really
there.
young. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Around 6 weeks though is when they start kind of being pretty independent, you know.
Are they dicks? They've got
Uh,
to be.
well, I mean, they're kittens. They're just really playful,
Yeah.
as kittens are. But they're cute. They cute. They're
I
just
guess
so adorable.
yeah, I'm completely anti-cat, so I can't relate there. But
I
um,
didn't. My parents also have a cat that they pretty much got the same way. It was just one kitten that the mom had abandoned it, and it was stuck in our backyard. And our parents saved it when it was probably the same age as the ones that I have. And I had never
that's
had a cat
pretty.
before that. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
I kind of have grown on cats since then. They're interesting to have around.
that's pretty cold-blooded to just ditch your kid.
Well, I think that they were crossing our yard and they got stuck in between our 2 dogs. And our 2 dogs were
Oh
just
God.
they weren't they weren't trying to eat the cats or anything, but they were barking at it and stuff and freaking out like, what is going on in our backyard? What is this? And I think the mother probably got terrified and had to leave the kitty behind, which is pretty hardcore. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty
I
hard.
mean the kitten, I think when they got him it was even younger than the kittens that I have, probably 2 or 3 weeks old.
Huh.
Yeah. You'd think I live on a barn or something. I don't. I just live in
Yeah.
California.
Well, if you listen and you want a cat, write in.
Yeah, right in. Call
Tyler
the
will take
number on the
all of
screen now.
1-800 get a cat from Tyler.
Yep, the cat man.
Cat
Well,
man.
I'm glad I found a home for one of them. 2 is a little bit easier to manage than 3, but they're good cats. I mean, they're already litter trained and eat hard food now, all that jazz.
Oh,
So
that's
it's getting easier now.
good. Borderline normal.
Yeah, they're just kitties, so very playful. I have trained them to not fuck with my computer wires because they're still very
Don't chomp
interested
on
in
those
them.
things, huh?
Not they kind of just wrestle around with it. They don't really. They did for a while, but they don't anymore. I trained them with the squirt bottle. They hate it. No, no cats. No, you know.
All right. Well, we've been. How long have we been up?
Oh, before we go,
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are being released and remastered. I saw it because I follow Tony Hawk
Remaster's a
on
big deal.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
love that game, and I
Did
am
you play it? Did
so
you grow up with
excited.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
So I think
loved
that's
it.
where we differ. So
Yeah,
I never grew up playing the Tony Hawk series, but I'm glad
dude,
theirs being remastered. I know it's a great
I
fucking game.
remember playing that on a Game Boy Advance. That shit was so much fun. I fucking love that game, and I think a lot of people do. And I am a real. Although I did see that Epic made an announcement about it, so I don't know if it's just going on Epic, in which case I'll be pretty sad.
Oh, because then you'll have to go from Steam to Epic.
But I really hope it goes on Steam too.
Huh.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets released to just all platforms, but if it's just on Epic, I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm sure it's just gonna be on consoles and stuff too. So
Yeah.
any console people will probably just be able to, buy it at GameStop or whatever console players do now. Download it from the store. I don't know.
All right. Well,
Um,
I'm getting feverishly hungry.
yeah, I'm
Um,
also getting
do you
hungry.
want to call this a wrap?
Yeah, let's call it a wrap. Let's do it.
All right.
Episode 3.
That is episode 3. As always, it's uploaded on Fridays to our YouTube channel and streamed live
yeah.
on Thursday evenings on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
We have all of our social medias up on screen.
Yep.
So go ahead
we put
and
out clips of our podcast, little segments for you to watch on Instagram and Twitter if you're into that.
right, yeah, we put most of our work into creating Instagram clips and Twitter clips subsequently.
Yep.
So if you're looking for the high quality content, head over to Instagram.
And we have a new playlist where we're adding our little segments to YouTube. So if you don't want to watch the full thing and you just want to watch a clip or something, we have a playlist for that now.
Yeah,
so we'll get more of those out too.
Yeah, we'll be uploading the best of to our YouTube and Instagram. So check that out if you want a condensed, sweet version. But yeah, that's episode 3. We'll be back
Paperweight Degrees.
next week.
Yep, next week, episode 4. Be there.
All right, sweet. See ya.